This is my audience. Hi, my name is Emma Riefler. I'm a student athlete and a student at St. James High School, and I'm here to tell you about the new policy issued recently. Do you believe in random drug testing, especially for high school students? Because this is what the head of Horry County Schools has voted for. The reasoning behind their vote of drug testing student athletes is to keep crime rates lower in larger groups and to keep a good image for the school name. This was stated by Van Pennell, the principal at St. James. Although students in high school should not be doing drugs in the first place, this is breaking the rights of students. According to the article, Just Say No to Drug Testing says drug testing undermines the constitutional right as the right not to be subjected to searches without a cause. Drug testing is not a cheap thing to do. The prices will begin to add up when that money they are wasting could go to benefits to help the school, such as better school lunches and better security. It could be a major money loss for the school because students can find ways around to cheat the system, such as using others' urine. Drug testing is also a complex procedure to do and could still end up giving you the wrong results, which will cause the school to be using the money and not even catching all the victims of doing the crime. Yes, I believe drug testing would scare and make some students stop and help them fulfill a better future, but students are the best at finding loopholes for many illegal activities. St. James has always used drug dogs to crack down students and has always caught a couple. But do you think testing the athletes will catch as many students compared to drug testing non-athletes? As I am a student athlete who has not tried any types of drugs because I am occupied with my sports. But what about the kids who go home every day after school and have nothing better to do? I believe the drug dog is a good testing to do considering it catches the drugs that have been brought to school. Outside drugs do no harm to the school property. Some underprivileged children may do drugs due to the way they are raised and have no choice, or having to support families, causing the low-age drug dealing. I don't believe this is right, but some may feel this is the only thing to do. According to the article, drug testing pushes away students. Drug testing erodes the atmosphere of trust that exists among students, educators, and administrators, which is why these drug addict students need help from others around them. The result of students being busted for drugs would be suspension and sending students home, which would result in them continuing to do drugs. Yet, if they are in attendance at school, they can have alternate options rather than the dangerous activities. According to the article, Drug Testing Pushes Away Students says, drug testing can push at-risk kids farther from the people that can help them. Drug testing has been talked about in many federal courts, and the conclusion in 1995 was it made random drug testing in high schools legal, although in 2002, the new ruling included those in extracurricular activities. The goal of these drug tests is to keep the school drug-free and reduce the substances students are taking for their safety. According to the article, The Effectiveness of Mandatory Drug Testing, 16% of students subject to drug testing reported using substances covered by their district's testing in the past 30 days. To think about all the students in the school, 16% is a very low number, considering all the money being spent on these tests. According to the graph, the main target for drug testing are the athletes. In an interview with a student, Jack Sullivan, he says the athletes shouldn't be targeted because we are the ones who bring in tons of money and shouldn't be kicked out. One rule with this drug testing is the secrecy between the staff and the students. That would be impossible because news spreads quickly in high school. Other students would begin to be suspicious when you are suspended. In another interview with Tammy Baker, a teacher at St. James, says she dislikes this policy for its punitive reasoning because all students and teachers would know. Although there may be some benefits to drug testing, such as catching it at a younger age before it gets out of hand, or maybe finding them help, but drug testing really does invade our privacy along with creating a not-so-free school. Any questions?
Do the students have a say in whether or not drug testing should be allowed in St. James?
Students at St. James had no say in whether or not we would be drug tested. We did hear about it through many ears through students and administrators and the teachers.
I have one. Who is affected by the drug testing?
Well, according to this graph, the most affected would be the athletes. And then after that would be the extracurriculars. And following down the line would be the students on probation and the ones who drive to school. Thank you.